how'd you feel about sitting out the last game, and how would you feel if you sat this one as well?
Like I said, I'm always down for whatever coach wants me to do. That was his decision. We haven't spoke about what's coming this weekend, but my mindset is just coming ready, prepared to play.
How long after it was like not hot potato, but the
Oh, like the clap ball? Yeah, I don't even know what's the game called. Um, I don't really know. I guess they've been doing it, and it looked fun, so I just kind of joined.
competition
Yeah,
going.
exactly.
Who's the best at it?
Today Julian and Tyrod won, but I think, I would say I think I'm the best at it, but every day is different.
You had this week one game circled for you, in terms of not necessarily who you're playing, but just being healthy, being back out there, a fresh start to a new season.
I wouldn't really say week one was the one that I circled. It was just kind of just camp, just football in general. Like, I was so excited to get back. Fresh start, new faces, familiar faces, and even though it's long, it's tiring, but in a weird way, you kind of love the grind of camp, and that's where you kind of build your team together, find out what you need to work on, find out what the things that we're capitalizing on in camp, and take that on to the season. So that's been my mindset. It was never really circling week one or a certain game. It's really just coming into camp and just from right there, attack that day and attack that process and get better every day.
For you, we have seen a different sort of public demeanor from you going back to the spring. Um, Defiant, like maybe angry at times about how you're perceived. Like, what is kind of dropping an F-bomb in a podcast? Not that there's anything wrong with that, but what has kind of triggered that? It didn't seem like that was necessarily you per se your first couple of years, but maybe it was and you just didn't.
I would say that's always been me. I mean, I guess just my mindset's different. Just have a different mentality, and I'm just in a place where I'm thankful, blessed, and just taking one day at a time. I mean, I really, I wouldn't say anything triggered it, but I guess I would say just probably being out a couple games last 2 years, just kind of just being fed up, not even with like the outside noise, but just like even like with having to sit out games and rehab and all the bad stuff, I guess you could say. I guess I kind of just fed up with that, so that kind of just take me to a place where it's like right now I'm just happy, enjoying life, enjoying the game I love, and I just want to go out there and have fun.
What are your takeaways from head coach Daboll's coaching style so far?
I like it. He's aggressive. I feel like not only him but all the coaches are going to do a really good job of putting your playmakers in position to make plays, whether that's on offense and defense, and it's our job to go out there and capitalize.
Curious, what do you mean by aggressive? What do you mean when you say aggressive?
For example, in the preseason game last week, we had 4th and 1, and I don't think we got it. But he told us on the sideline that's how he is, and that's how he's gonna call it, and he's gonna trust in us. So it's our job and our responsibility to go out there and convert.
How do you feel where you're at going into the season? I'm talking about you personally, health, just how you feel and how ready you feel compared to this year, the past.
Yeah, I'm really ready. If I have to compare it to last year, way beyond what I was before. At this point last year, I just started getting back into practice because New England was our last preseason game last year. Yeah, so I just started getting back to practice, and I really didn't have that much of time just with just how the rehab process went with my knee to get myself ready. And now I don't have that. I had the whole camp to come out every single day to do a joint practice against another team, to go against Dex, Leo, Zay, and all those guys, and find a way to get better and build that chemistry with Felice and Drew and Neil. So I would say compared to last year, it's not even close. And that's why I keep saying I'm just thankful because I can go back anytime. Like I said, like I know it's camp's a grind, but anytime I'm like, dang, bro, but I just always go back. But you couldn't even do this at this moment last year, so take full advantage of it.
Anything specific you can do net? Like anything specific you're talking about when you're like, I couldn't do this last year.
I couldn't practice. I mean,
Like,
I couldn't.
in terms of when you're out there.
Like I couldn't practice. I couldn't really do like anything. I was on the side running on the third field, just trying to simulate practice as much as I can. And it's like there's no way to get the mind, get the body, and get a physical shape for football than like actual playing football. I use the example like when you guys are in high school and you guys play football in high school, then you go right to basketball season and you think you're in shape because you play football all year, but then you go to basketball and you're not in basketball shape. It's just two complete different things, and the only way you can get in football shape is by going out there and playing football, and that's what I was not able to do at this point last year.
How much better is your offense with Shep on the field than off of it? Like how does he change the dynamic?
I wouldn't say the offense, I would just say the team. Everyone know I'm a big believer in Shep. That's one of my best friends. Obviously, just we're closer, not just as teammates, but outside of football. My daughter is very close with his daughters, and to see him back on the field brought a smile to my face. It actually hurt me when he got hurt that game. I remember the play. I was just like, oh man, it can't be. But to see all the hard work that he put in and just finally get back on the field, and it'll just make the offense better, just make the team better because his personality, his character, his leadership, and his energy. Anyone would say, if anyone has said anything about Shep, the first thing we talk about is just the way how he's able to light up a room no matter what's going on. So that's big and that's important, and I'm excited for him this year too.
What does he bring to your offense that is so unique though? Like what can he add?
He's young Shep.
He's still young Shep?
I mean,
That's what
I keep saying that. I keep saying like the young Shep name kind of got. I mean, we still call him young Shep, but I joke and tell him you about 30. So like the young Shep thing kind of got to go away. But at the end of the day, like seeing him run routes and seeing him go out there, he's still young Shep. Meaning like he's a guy that's gonna come out there with energy and he can make plays. And I feel like, and I don't want to speak for him, but I know in his mindset, his confidence, he feel like no one can mess with him out there. And that's important to have a guy out there that can play at that level. And like I said, I'm really excited for him to come back.
Obviously, we're not to week one yet, but obviously you're going on the same field as Derrick Henry. You're obviously not playing against him per se. One of the best backs in the league. When you step on the field with a guy like that, obviously not at the same time, do you go into that game saying, I want to show just as good as this dude? Regardless of one of the best backs in the league.
Yeah. I kind of had that mindset in college, but then I realized like I have there's nothing I can do to control what he does.
Well, you run for more yards.
But like,
him.
but even if I rush for this amount, it's not like a head-on battle.
Right.
You know what I mean? Obviously, at the end of the year, everyone wants the crown, wants the rushing title. If you play the running back position, but there's nothing I like personally can do. So like for me, like that was kind of more my mindset in high school and college. Mm-hmm. But now like. I mean, there is something to it as a competitor. Like, I already know, like, I'm going to be in a game with Derrick Henry over here, with Jonathan Taylor's over the other side, with Christian McCaffrey's on the other side, Aaron Jones on the other side. Like, you have so much more respect for those backs, and you take it personal at the end of the day. Yeah, you do. But, like, at the end of the day, I can't control anything that they do. So my mindset is just to go out there and just be the best version of myself and be the best that I can be. And, at the end of the day, hopefully, the only thing that really matters is your team winning. So that's what we want to accomplish in that environment. Last one.
You obviously talked about not practicing, and then remember they obviously limited you carries, right? First game last year, I think first two, maybe something like that. How much more ready do you feel like you're able to hit the ground running this year? Like from the get-go, from week one, you will be full bore, full go, and everything.
I'm ready to go. But right now, like I said, I haven't had that conversation with Dave yet, but my mindset is to get ready and get focused on playing New York Jets. So it's something that I can control.